What's up, guys? Nostal-Gi-Oh here, back with another Market Watch video, and today we're going to be solely looking at Edison format cards. There's a lot of hype around Edison format currently. There has been for a little while now, especially since that, last Discord tournament on edisonformat.com. It was like 200 plus players. Diva Zombies won, Frog Heroes got second. A lot of stuff in all of those types, those archetypes and stuff have been bought out. Foil versions, max rarity versions of those cards have been bought out, and that's primarily what we're going to be looking at today. We do have some other kind of more obscure buyouts that have happened, and more like rolling buyouts and stuff that we're going to be looking at. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We have more Market Watch content coming, more interesting Market Watch content coming. You got to subscribe to the channel to see this stuff coming out. I got more content coming. Anyway, without further ado, also TCG affiliate link in the description down below, as always. So let's get into it. Anyway, like I said, today we have Edison format stuff, and I'm sure all of you have seen all these Frog buyouts. These are good. These are really interesting. So we have Dupe Frog Super, Ronin Totem Super, and Swap Frog Ulti, all the max rarity Frog stuff. Very cool engine. It's also playable in other past formats as well as current format, especially with level 2 support coming out soon with the Sprite archetype, making these cards potentially much more playable in today's current meta. As they aren't very good. But we do see things like Totally Awesome, spiking, and that is obviously not due to past format, because Edison, like, that card came out in 2016 or something, 2017. So, yeah, obviously, it's not for Frog Hero. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at them. So, Dupe Frog is pretty wild. This is the only foil printing. We have Super Dupe Frog. We also have Common Dupe Frog. And this is one that I talked about a little while ago. They were like $8 to $9 when I told you guys to buy them last time. I hope you listened, because now lowest listing is near mint 28, and then we have like light plays with actual quantities at around that $30 mark, and same here for near mint around that $31 mark. So it's like $28 to $30 card, and we do have sales history at that actual price. We see 35, 29, 28, 30, 20, but yeah, you guys, yeah, what are these? Are these all foreign? Okay, fair enough. So yeah, as of like a couple days ago, you could have gotten these guys around 20. Now they're like 30, and right before that, you could have gotten them at like 8 to 9, to 11. Yeah. So like 8 to 9 to 11, and then it was 20, and now it's 30. So, and real prices. These are real prices. A lot of the time when we look at stuff like this, they're not really real prices. There's no sales history, but real prices, which we love to see. So Dupe Frog is now a $20, $30 card, more closer to $30. So I hope you got them when they were good, nice and cheap. Next we have Ronin Totem. I'm not going to spend too much on this stuff, because I'm sure if you guys watch other Market Watches, I'm sure everything that you've seen is talking about these cards, or at least a lot of them mention these cards. So we're going to talk about them pretty briefly, but we do have some other stuff that probably was not in all the other ones. Next we have Ronin Totem Super Rare. This is also from an old OTS pack, OTS 4. There's another one that was selling around that $8 to $9 price for a good while. About a week ago, a lot of $10 sales, like a lot of $10 sales, and now is $20. We have some light play listings here at 21. We have some near mint listings at 21 as well. So it's about $21, and there's only like 5 of them on the market until it's $30. So maybe these aren't bad like cops right now. I don't think they're the best in the world, but they're there. I mean, they're, obviously the card was $10 like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, so obviously that was the best time. But now that they're $20 and they're about to be $30, they're kind of surging. Maybe now's a good time to get them at $20. Scour the Facebook places, get your engine, your Dupe Frogs, your Ronin Totems. It's a lot more expensive now, but they are there, and you want to play this level 2 hype coming out soon. You want to play, Frog Hero, Frog Monarch, anything in past format stuff. You want to max rarity? You need these guys. So, it makes sense. And Ronin Totem is not in Edison format. However, it is in Tengu Plant format, with things like Formula Monarchs and Formula Frogs and Frog FTK, Frog OTK. I think it's more of an OTK deck. I don't think it FTK is, but still, a lot of stuff surging right now, and all the frog stuff is surging. Next we have the Swap Frog Altis. I just like tabbed out of that one. Anyway, it was, as we see here, it hit that like price. So it was like 120, 130 at the beginning of this year. about 3 months ago. Then about 2 months ago, it went all the way up to like 180 and then kind of like trickled down a bit, but now is back to that ridiculous number of 200 plus. We see sales history here, LP, NM, 200, around 200. However, now lowest listing here is going to be one light play at 250, or actually a set of light play at 250. And then we have 270 and then 270 and then, yeah, 280. And it goes up from there. So not a lot of them on the market. However, there are a couple play sets here alone. So, you know, scour the FB pages and all that kind of stuff. If you are looking for these, I don't think 250 is like the place I would really want to be buying them at right now, because it is hype price, but I don't think this is really going to go down too much. This isn't a card that has like a huge fallout, right? Like there's not going to be a bunch of, you know, X, Y, and Z sellers that are just like, okay, list time. There's obviously some people, but there's also a lot of people that have these cards that got them cheap and don't want to sell them for these like high prices. So, you know, this card is not really going down too much from here. Of course, it will be, price differential down a little bit, but I don't know, man. These prices are kind of sticking. I mean, we actually have real sales history around this 200 price, so I don't think 250 and 270 is that ridiculous of a price jump from there. That's unwarranted, right? It's warranted, in my opinion. So that is all the frog stuff. Next, we're going to be looking at some other interesting stuff for the Edison format. So here is Dark Horus. This is the ultimate rare Dark Horus. All of the first editions are gone. We see here, we only see unlimited. There's no first edition ones currently on the market. However, there is a lot of sales history of these at first edition sales. We have $40, $40, $40. Whoops. So for $40 sales in recent days, we have four a couple days ago. We have LPs at 28. Some more. Let's just filter this first edition because, like, let's be real. First edition stuff only really matters for or like first edition is what really matters for these old alties, right? I mean, unlimiteds like are fine, right? For like playing and stuff, but first edition is really where it is. But yeah, we have a lot of sales here. Earlier this month and last month around this $25 to $30 price point. We also have some near mint sales all the way back about a month ago around the same price point. That was recent, so this $40 seems pretty realistic. However, I'm sure we will start to see motivated or just sellers in general. We will see sellers soon that are gonna be selling this card a lot higher, right? A lot higher, I would imagine. So we'll probably start to see listings at 100, 200 price point. Who's to say it will stick? But regardless, this is really cool for the Northerass deck. This Scourge Northerass deck with like Phantom of Chaos. We've already seen rolling buyouts on Northerass and the Phantom of Chaos stuff. We've seen it on Red Eyes Eclipse. High rarity of all that kind of stuff because it is a really interesting deck that is being played a lot in the New Age Edison format. So yeah, this is one of those guys. Next we have Northerass himself. The ultis, the ultis were selling around 55-60 for light play. Let me pull up the sales history. We have an MP at 35. We have LPs at 50 and 55. Another LP at 50. And these were all within this month or 1 month ago, like within, 30 days of the past, like a calendar month. Excuse me. Now we look at first edition. And, we have a couple newer sellers, not very prestigious sellers here. But then the first one from a verified light play and above first edition sales or listing is at $80. And then following it, 88, and then 90, and then 90 again. And it's only, a little above a play set here, about 2 play sets. I guess, with this guy that has 67 sales. 67 sales, 100%. That's a fine, right? That's a pretty fine catalog. Obviously, these are a little bit more good, but yeah, Sky Scourge Northerass, the ultimate rare, they're pretty much gone. They're very expensive now. Now we also have super rare Northerasses. We have a lot of sales in the last couple days, in the last month in general, a lot of $6, $5, $4 sales. And now when we we look at this, you got to look at the quantities, right? Because when we're looking at this, every single person here has about 1, maybe 2. And you can buy those. That is fine. You can buy those from each individual seller. However, they will be adding their own shipping. Get off my screen, dude. Get off my screen, you condition marker. But as we see here, pretty clean sweep upwards, with a lot of sales around that same $4 or $5 rate. Now there are still 25 listings, so I think that if you think you ever will want to play this deck, this is the only real way you'll be able to get this card, other than the alties, which you can do, but they're very expensive. We don't have anybody with multiple sales or multiple listed here, not a soul. So if you do want them, you're gonna have to buy them each from individual sellers, which is fine. You know, you can buy them for $5, $6, $7 a pop. But here, when we filter first edition, because that is still, you know, preferred for most players, we have heavily damaged, all this gross stuff, and then we have our first near mint listing at about $8, and then next is a mod play at 10, and then a near mint at 12, 13. Now, even if we look at unlims, you know, like, whatever, why did I even add that? I should have just unticked first edition. We have a near mint unlimited here around that $4 rate, and then so many mod and worse. Light play at 5, 6, and then light play at 5, 6. So there's like stragglers that if you guys want to get like a play set, there's still a couple play sets left there that are light play and near mint that I suggest you buy. And if you do, use my link. I winked before I made the sound. There we go. That's a little better. I don't know. It was off time. We'll call it lag, right? We'll call it lag. It was on. It's your fault. It was on your computer, not me. It wasn't me. Anyway, yeah, Sky Scourge Nerlaras, if you do want these, I definitely suggest getting them sooner than later. If you wait any longer, they're going to be $8 to $10 a pop, which now you can still get yourself a playset or two around this $5, $6 rate from individual sellers. You know, last time we covered this card, there were multiple sellers that had multiple, 10, 12, at that $6 rate for near mint or light play first editions. Now those are not there. That's not a commodity that we have anymore. So I would definitely suggest getting these cards while you still can. Next, we have Volcanic Counter, and this is another card that I was looking at in the Stonks video. The cards that I suggest you buy now in the Edison format. A lot of these cards that I'm talking about today were on that video and are now more expensive. So maybe you should listen. Anyway, Volcanic Counter, we have super rares at pretty ridiculous prices. We do have a couple like closer to $4 or $5 supers here, but all of them are unlimited. And then we also have the commons. Oops, that's not the common. We have the commons, a lot of them here, but really not in multiples, and they start around $2. Get off my screen! About $2 to $3, and it only goes for 1.5 pages until it's like a $5 card. So not very many common listings either, but we do still have a lot of DT listings. Not a lot of them, as it's 9 is 1 page, and they're all individual sellers, just about, except Gundy. But you know, 14 sales is not a lot of sales. But yeah, they're starting around $2. Get away from me. $2. Around $2. They start around $2 and quickly move up. And now the only person that has multiple, or the only person that has a play. Okay. Bazaar, you also have a playset. However, the first verified near mint listing that has a playset is. Oh, honestly, that's not a bad buy because they're $1.50, and then you add $4 shipping, which really makes it round down to like another $1. So it's like $2.50. It's like $8, $9 for the playset. Across the board, you know, there's not very many listed here of the DT. There's also not too many commons. There are a good bit of supers, but they all start at that $5 price. So you know, I think you guys should be buying these counters before you miss your opportunity. Next, we have Elemental Hero Ocean, ultra rare from the Shonen Jump. I know this card has a couple other foil printings, although this is, in my opinion, and probably most people's opinion, this is the best one. So we have Jump here, filtering high to low. We have Jump, and then we have Collector Tin Super. We have Rare from CP, and then we also have DT, but it's not the cool DT. It's not the .DT. It is the Shatterfoil DT, which is still not bad, right? I still think it's kind of cool, and they're very cheap. But if you are looking for max, I think most people would agree that this is max already for this. We already see it kind of launching up, right? Early this year, it was about $6 for, like, this is near mid price. Now it's like $8 of sales. There's a lot of sales history. A good bit of MPs, because that's all that's left. We'll look at that in just a moment. But we have some LP sales at like around that 9, near mint here around 9, stuff like that. But when we go down here and filter, there's only 1 near mint in 2 light play listings. So I think if you guys do want these, I don't know how much higher than 15 they'll go. They could definitely go to like 20 to 30, but we've seen pretty ridiculous prices for cards like this in the past. And this deck is definitely getting more popularized in current days. Edison and Tengu Plant. We have Skill Drain Hero in Tengu Plant, seeing a lot of play. Also, same with in Edison format, it is seeing a lot more play. So I think this is a good one. I don't know if you should just go buy these $14 and $15 listings, but there's also MP if you are okay with playing MP. You know, some pretty cheap commons, and honestly, if you buy a couple MPs, you'll probably get a light play or two. But it moves up pretty quick. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 around 6 MP and worse around $5. Actually, just MP. 5 MPs around $5, and then it's quickly back to 10 in plus. So I think, you know, those $5 ones are not bad. Link. Right? So yeah, not bad, not too bad there. What was the other card I wanted to look at? Yes, Gemini Spark. Super rare. This is one we were looking at a little while ago. We do see it surging up a bit in price, you know, compared to this year, about $2. Now it's about $4. A nice little double in price from the year. However, it is a very small price difference. Here we do have a lot of listings, 28 listings. That's a good bit of listings, but you know, I think this is a card that you should definitely get sooner than later. It's $3, $4. Moves up fairly quickly to $4 or $5. Not that fast. There's a couple people with a lot of them listed, but I still think this is a card that you should have if you think you're ever going to want to play them, because they'll only be going up in price. Next we have Absolute Zero, Absolute with a P. Get out of here, Yugioh. What do you want? The Absolute Zero. Okay, fair enough. You can be here. It's $2 just because people are buying it thinking it's this. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so we do have a lot of these cards. It does have 4 prints. Ab-Zero does have 4 prints. But when you look at the highest print, the manga ultra rare print, we do see around mod play 40, light play 60, near mint 75, and then, yeah, nice. So yeah, a lot of very expensive listings for the Ultra for the max rarity, but we do have other versions of this card as well. BLHR Ultra, really spiking out here around $9 now, which is pretty wild. We also have the super rare lowest listing here. A couple mods around 8 and stuff, but first near mints, we're gonna ignore that one. But first near mints are on $7.50, $8, so it's about an $8 card. For just the super as well. We also have the common, which is the last print, surging around $5 to $6. We have one light play at $5 here, another light play at 5.5, $6.50, a couple around that. So I think that if you know, you think you might want to play some Edison format, Diva Hero, Anti-Hero, you know, skill drain heroes in Edison format or Tengu Plant, I think this is something you definitely should consider getting sooner than later, because it is just going up. It's not going to really see you know, big fallout unless it gets a reprint, which I don't really see happening. Why would this card get a reprint? It'd be pretty weird if it got another reprint anytime soon. But still, I think this is a card that every form of it is getting very expensive, and you know, you might have some dollars in your bulk, you might have some dollars in your random stuff, but also if you are interested in Edison and don't have these, you should probably get some. I myself have 2 playsets now because I made Frog Hero on top of Diva Hero, because I appreciate past formats. Okay, next we have Caius, all Caiuses. Every Caius is about 5+. We do have a couple like straggler listings down here. No, we don't. Near mint $6 for the P gold, the PP gold, the ugly gold. But we also have golds sitting around, like real ones at like $8 to $9. Structure deck ultras, respectable copies around $5, $6, $7. Plus we have a couple 5s. But even the common down here from the structure deck, even near mint unlim ones are about $5. Crazy. And then once we, you know, filter that first edition after light play, we have $6 to $7 copies. So every Caius is worth 5+ now. So, you know, that is something that is good. That was in my Edison stonk video as well. I said you missed the first ticket. They were about $1 or $2. And then they were $3, and now they're $5. So, you know, you miss your first ticket, you miss your second ticket, but you still need this card if you're gonna play Edison format. This card's a 2 to 3 staple in most Edison decks, and it's still very staple in Tengu Plant format as well. This card's just really good in past format stuff in general, and I think you should probably get a hold of a couple of these cards. And also, you know, bulk dive. You probably got some commons of these in your structure deck bulk if you sort by like you know, alphabetically or anything like that, or just structure deck bulk in general, or just bulk in general, right? You might have put this card in your bulk if it's like a year plus old, right? Because Edison was really popularizing last year, where common ones went to spike to $1 to $2. You probably pick them then, but there's still a chance, you know, if you got old bulk, you know, people got old bulk. Next, we have ultra rare and or just foil book of lives in general. We do have ultra rare from the speed duel, which is probably the best version to get because it lets you play in the speed duel as well. So if it surges up in usage in the speed duel format, this one will go up the most. But we do see, you know, it was a little high for a little while, kind of dropped a bit, and now is high again. Well, I mean, the price was like $4 to $5. That's not really that big of a spike. But regardless, we do see pretty low listings here, 18 listings. We also have, that was probably English filtered. That was why it said 18 there and 15 here. But then we also have just ultra rare from Joey's World. This had a lot of listings and is now not that many. We do see Diva Zombies got first place at that last Edison tournament. And I think it's really popularizing the zombie archetype in past formats. So we see this naturally just going up in price a good bit over this year. And, you know, light play and above are really sitting around that $3.50 to $4 price point. So, you know, if you got these in your hollow bulk, you have them in your random binders and stuff. These are like $3 to $4 now, which is pretty cool. Speed Duel Ultra is like $5, $6. And then, you know, you have all over the place here because they're mod play and worse and everything. But yeah, every foil book of life is a couple bucks, and then the ultras are around $4 and $5 respectively. 4 for the non-speed duel, 5 and 6 for the speed duel. So just a couple bucks you might not know you had, which is pretty cool. Next we have Pulling the Rug, and Pulling the Rug is a really interesting one. As we see here, rares are around $9+. We do see a couple, you know, around this like this is $9 too, so it's $9-10 card for the rare Pulling the Rug. And we do have a couple CP common copies here, or CP rare copies here around like 18, 16 as well. So every Pulling the Rug is $9-10 plus, but we do have ultimate rare ones here. Light play first editions around $40. We have a couple light play first editions around $40, a good bit of them, and then it spikes up to $70 for near mint copies. So yeah, Pulling the Rugs are expensive. Next, we have Revived King Hades, and like I said, Diva Zombies won the last tournament, really making this card, well, get bought out. It only has a 1 printing, I guess technically 2, but it's in 1 set. It came ultra rare and an ultimate rare. We'll talk about ultra rare real quick first, because ultimate rare is wild and something that you'll definitely want to look at. We have only 3 listings of the ultra rare, and they're all unlimited. $25 near mint on limb, $25 near mint on limb, and $30 light play on limb. I don't see this really getting a huge relistings. Like, I don't think like people have just high quantities of this card to relist. We do see near mint unlimited selling around that $25 price point. Whoever got this one is a lucky man, but the $25 copies are selling, so this is a real price. It is actually $25 for the ultra unlim, and we don't really have any sales data for first edition because just don't really exist on this market. We have a couple LP listings from a couple weeks ago around that $15, $20, you know, 10, 15, 15. It's a $25 card for the unlim. I don't even know how you would gauge the first edition, probably just offers. But once again, I don't know how you gauge the first editions. There's one first edition ultimate rare copy, and it's heavily played $45 for the heavily played. Now that's not like a ridiculous price, to be honest, because near mint first editions were selling $65. As we see, a lot of them sold this last week. A lot of them sold for that. Near mints and first editions, LP first editions, all of those sold around that $50. Hold on. So near mint first edition, 65, 60, 65, 60. Near mint 60. You have unlims all over the place. $40, $45. Another first edition of 52. That was 2 weeks ago. So really, I mean, this card is however much somebody wants to list one for, and I actually have one of these, so we'll see. But yeah, this card is very expensive. I also have an ultra rare. I have 2 ultis and an unlim ultra. So yeah, that's cool. But yeah, this card is very, very potentially expensive. We'll see where the new sales datas go, but yeah, I mean, it really just is whoever, you know, wants to list it or price it out. Like, whoever wants to buy this card at X value. So, yeah, you get yourself a Revived King. And if you do want to play this card in Edison formats and stuff, I think this isn't that bad of a buy. These $25 copies are not that bad of a buy. Like I said, that is a real price. There are $25 sales history at that Near Mint Unlimited. These are Near Mint Unlimited at that $25 and $30 price. So I think, you know, if this is something you're actually interested in, playing zombies in past formats, this is a card you kind of need. Next, we have our last card we're going to be talking about today, and it's Sea Dragon Lord Gishilnodon. This is another one that's popularized due to Edison format. That's why it's in this video, because today's video is all about Edison format. And this card is cool with Diva. You summon Diva, summon Spine Gilman, and then boom, you have a big guy. You make Gishilnodon. It doesn't get its effect from when it's synchroed. It does have to be on the field already, I believe. I believe that's the case, I would imagine. But it goes to 3k, so it's not bad. And when you do some wild plays, it's really good in the Fish OTK with the Coelacanth and all that jazz. It's very good in that deck. There's like a combo that puts up 8k very easily with like a Mistworm. There's a crazy combo. That deck's crazy, man. The Coelacanth stuff, it's wild. But it's not as consistent. It's very inconsistent, mind you. But it's a fun deck. But yeah, we have Near Mint Unlimited copies around like 13. If you want to filter first edition, we have Light Play copies around 20. And Near Mint copies around 25. Oh, okay, just 40. Fair enough. You want your first edition Near Mint copies? Gotta pay a lot. Pay up, bud. We do have real sales history here, though. Earlier this month, we have LP first edition. 2 of them at 23 and 22, so that's a pretty real price for the LP first edition. And we have Near Mint first edition. Well, that's not quite as real, but a lot of those are gone. And nowadays, if you do want this card, you're gonna have to pay a good bit. For even unlimited copies, you're gonna be paying $13, which is more than Near Mint first edition copies were selling last month. So, you know, if you got these, you got random $15, $20 cards in your stuff. You know, this card was pretty bulk-ish about a year ago. Kind of started surging with the Edison hype last year, and now that it's very, very, you know, Edison, everybody loves Edison now. Edison is really, really getting its heyday in 2022, which is cool. It's been side events at like regionals and stuff as well. YCS, I'm sure, is going to start doing Time Wizard stuff. I hope they do. I wasn't at the last YCS, so I'm not entirely sure if they do. But regardless, a lot of Edison stuff really getting expensive nowadays. So that is it for the video today. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and also use my affiliate link if you do shop on TCG for IRL physical cards. Costs you no extra. You just click on the link, shop, log in. Don't forget to log in. You got to do that. Shop, checkout. Costs you no extra time or money. It costs you no additional time or money to support the channel directly via the link. So use the link. Use the link, nerds. Use the link. Anyway, that's it. Have a good day. Goodbye.